So I really want these parts to line up properly. From before, which is like back somewhere, they do not line up properly and it looks really, really bad. And I want everything to be symmetrical and line up. So this is what we will do. And we are going to go and fix these holes because they are bothering me now. Remember, they were not center aligned. So we will just simply make them center aligned. Alright, perfect. So let's check from here to here. We have a 10.5. And from here to here, we have a 10.5. And this is due to this being 0.5, which is quite a little bit annoying. But we can deal with it. 10.5 and 10.5. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So, what we will do here is actually create sketch, and in the middle of this and middle of this, we will create a M3 hole. Can we mirror this across this? We should be able to. Let's see here. Mirror this across this. This should be center aligned too. Okay, let's go ahead and do an extrude all the way through. And we can do the same thing here. So create sketch. And, ooh, okay, one thing. From here to here is 10. Okay, so let's do a 10. And here and here. Now this should be center aligned. This should be M3. We need to mirror this across this entire thing. Where's the center? Right over here. So now we can take this part, mirror it across this mirror line. Click OK. Cut. Now we should be able to join this together. Okay, I did it wrong. Join this part with this. And let's check everything. Yeah, everything does line up. So there we go. And we can simply here just make this bigger until it reaches here. And same thing with this. Okay, so there is a problem because here to here is 15.5. From here to here is 16. So let's go ahead and just do negative 0.5 here. So everything lines up. And this is looking a lot better. And I've taken a lot of inspiration from this guy, and make your pets, build your pet or whatever. He's pretty cool. His robot is really, really nice, really, really advanced. This guy has a custom PCB, really advanced also. I really, really like this guy's design. So I have taken a lot of inspiration from these two guys. But yeah, let's keep going with the build. Let's actually bring back show all bodies. Okay. Yeah, this design looks pretty nice. Absolutely need to add fillets everywhere. But this is looking very, very sturdy. And in fact, this will be quite a robust system. Let me see what else we can... Yep, we should be able to... Okay, wait a second. we should be able to also do a joint. Let's make this disappear. Join this with... Okay, this is not good. I don't know where that other piece is. That's quite annoying. Okay, let's... Okay. Alright, now let's make this go away. Do a join. This one with this. Continue. I think I broke it. Okay, why is this here? Let's get rid of the... Oh, wait, what? Guess that one is necessary for some reason? Huh. Okay, whatever. Joint. Why did a BMO pop up? Join this with this one. Okay, I'm just gonna click OK and... Okay, what is happening? Have I been joining the wrong... I'm so stupid. I've been joining the wrong one this entire time. Okay, alright. I was quite confused on why that kept popping up. Now everything makes sense and is clear. Okay. This looks nice. We have proper clearance. Let's keep going with the build, okay. I need to make... Okay, so from this guy, his, whatever this is, tibia or femur, whatever, is slightly curved. I don't know if I want to do that with my design. Maybe I do. I'm trying to think. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just want to do a complete straight design. I feel like that would be more simple and easier to do. Not sure though. I kind of want to move this more over here so it's more center aligned. Okay, let's see. If we move this over here, maybe we can make the overall profile of this part smaller. Actually, that won't do us any good. If we did that, no, that won't do any good. I've also thought about maybe adding a 20mm fan. I mean a 30 or 20, either one. This is 44mm, so we can add some venting holes so this isn't all in contact with this, and we can have fan here and a fan here. That would be pretty epic. That would make it a little bit heavier, but I mean, these servos, they should be fine. Okay, let's just get sketching and see what we can come up with. One really important thing is we need to find, in order to do the inverse kinematics, we should also do create sketch and let's see here, do project of this. Now we can find the middle of this, which is here, and we can find this. Now we can do a distance from here to here. We have 62. That's good to note. So we know the distance from here to here is 62. Now let's continue building. There's also a hexapod code. Hexa... this one right here. Inverse kinematics. We can use this to kind of see what a robot would look like. So our coxa is, what did we say, 62, but from here to here. Let's do 62 for coxa. And then femur and tibia. Let's do the walking gant. Walk. This is really ugly. We need to... Wait, inverse kinematics. Where's the Z, TC? I more want the robot to look like something like this. So have a longer part of this, whatever that is, the tibia maybe, I don't know. So this is with a femur being 100 and tibia being 100. Which will definitely be slightly too small for my robot. This will maybe be 150, and tibia could be like 200 maybe. I'm not completely sure yet because, yeah, just not completely sure yet. Because these servos are quite big, so this could support quite a lot of size. Let's create a sketch. Okay, so we know these. Okay, let me measure them actually. Actually, we don't need to. We can just do one of these things. This is 30. Alright. It's 30, then we can just do, say, here, 30. We can do a 45, or even a 50. Actually, I want to check how big this is. This is a 50. Okay. So maybe we can do a 45. And from this to this other one will be, okay, we can just make, here, let's see. Let's make it on the axis so it's more, whatever. So we can do 45. And we can do another one that's 45. Maybe we can do a concave design. Or we could do a straight design. Or we can just do a bunch of them, see what we like the best. This distance to this distance. Let's actually do a parameter and call this... Okay, yeah, let me see. Tibia. What is a tibia? This is a femur, and tibia is a shin bone, I think. Tibia. Okay, so this is the femur. Let's get that straight. Femur. F-E-M. Fem. Let's do 150 for now. Femur length. Okay. FEM. We definitely need to make this parametric so it's modifiable later down the line. This might not be long enough. I have actually printed out the Hexapod from Make Your Pet or Make a Pet or whatever. I like their design, except for the ball bearing part. I don't understand why he didn't make it have ball bearings. I don't know. but we can take inspiration from his design. So, his design, the tibia, sorry, the femur is 80 millimeters. 80 millimeters, let's see. Let's make this twice his size. Okay, so let's make everything twice his size, starting from now, and see where we get from that. So we can very simply go in here, change parameters, and make this 160. Okay, perfect. So there's two different things we can do. Here to here, let's add a center line. Obviously, help with just the middle, so we can just mirror this and this across this. We can do a concave design. Okay, should we do arc? Should we do arc? Where pivot points spline? We need this to fit with that. This to fit with this. Wait a second. Okay, this is a problem. Let's see here. Oh, we can make them equal, right? And we can't. Can we? Make this equal to this. Okay, we can. Nice, okay. Wait, can we? Why is it not equal? What did I just equal? Oh, I made them parallel, right? Wait, did I? Wait, what? This and this needs to be equal. So if I change one. Okay, I don't know why they're not changing. I'm not very good at these sketches, to be honest. Let's see, we can do a... Try another fit. What if we just did this, right? We can make this parallel. Okay, there we go. And then we can make this like this. And now, okay, yeah, this... Okay, yeah, this will work, I think. And then we can copy this across this line. And then we can mirror this entire thing across the center line. Nice, okay. Now we can add some constraints. We need this line to be... How do I pin this or fix this? Fix. So now we can change 16. Okay, there we go. This is what we want. I think. Okay, what do we call this? So this will be concave. Concave length CL. Let's do 20. Concave length. Con length. Con length. Let's do extrude of 10. This shape looks kind of bad. Let's go back and see what we can do. Okay, let's delete this and Yeah, this looks a lot better. And then we can modify this. Instead of 20, we can do 16. Okay, yeah, this would probably look a lot better. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're more looking for. Nice. Okay, let's, for example, make a few others. So you can see with this guy's design, he has some holes, which should add parameters. I don't know if it would increase strength, but it does add parameters, so it might increase strength. Definitely make it, I don't know if it'll make it more lightweight, to be honest, because with the more parameters, it does look better. Hmm. Let's create one of these and one that's like his. Because I feel like his looks pretty nice. So this will be 45. And then 45. And then we can do a... Let's see here. Dimension. This is... Ooh, what is this again? The tibia? Femur? Should be femur. There we go. And then we want it to be... We want to create something. Something like this. Probably. Okay, let me think. Do I want to do this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Or do I just want to stop here? Maybe I would just want to stop here. Okay, let's make it this parallel. Okay, it's already parallel for some reason. Alright, nice. This, let's make this slightly like so. I feel like this would be a pretty nice shape. Can we mirror this and flip it? Would that work? Mirror across here and then flip. There's not a flip. Okay, that doesn't work then. Unless, yeah, there isn't. Okay. How can I? Okay, in this case, I feel like if we did this, it wouldn't be very good. Yeah, because it's more of a natural curve, so maybe a 3-point arc would be better for this situation. And okay, let's see. Here, here, and here. The only problem is this little thing. I feel like that looks a tad bit unnatural, so maybe we can... Okay, let's see. Wait, let's do the easy side first, I guess. Why not, right? Okay, why does that not look connected? And it's not connected for some reason. There, now it's connected. Okay, why is that doing that? Okay. From here to here to here. And then we can do a... Can we... Not tangent. Wait, this and this should be connected. Did I just... Okay. And now we should be able to do a... From here to this point, perhaps? 20. Let's do a 34. Okay. So this will work now. Maybe we can do an offset, question mark? Perhaps... Okay, okay. This works. This is pretty nice. Is there a way I can line it up with this, though? Okay, that looks pretty lined up enough, right? Let's do another round, round, round length. 30, and then round femur length. I think we're just gonna manually change this into where we like, to be honest. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe this isn't such a great idea. Not sure what I just did. The entire thing shifted a little bit, but I'm sure it's fine, right? Maybe it's not, because I can't select this middle part for some reason. That looks aligned. This looks aligned, so I'm not really sure what's happening with this. Maybe we can do a... Okay, so this part is fine. So there's something wrong with this part. Why is this a thing? Like, seriously, why is that a thing? Okay, what just happened? Okay, let's get rid of that and make this have a... Chat, look, I fixed it easy. That wasn't that hard. Now everything should work. No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. You know what? I'm going to change this idea. I don't think we're making this type of shape correctly. This should not be this difficult, and yet I'm absolutely butchering it. Chat, you know what? Instead of making everything parametric, let's just do it easily. Let's just, you know, that looks pretty good to me, doesn't it? Why don't we just go the simple route? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Why make everything harder when it doesn't need to be? Perfect. Look at that. Look how great it looks. It looks absolutely amazing. That wasn't so bad. Okay, that looks stupid. Okay. Okay, how does this guy's look so good and mine looks so bad? Like, dude, come on now. Okay, why is it tweaking out? Why is it doing that? How do I make a smooth transition? I don't know. Actually, do not know. Maybe we need to use this. And then make this. Okay, is there a way? Okay, why why is it doing that? Is there a way I can make the green thing line up with? I think the green thing is the curvature of this line. Okay, let's see here. We can click this line and make it there. It's good enough, right? How do I get the green thing to chat? How do I do this? Why is this taking me so long to do? How do I simply make it have this shape right here? I'm genuinely do not know how. Let's keep trying. Length. What is this? Femur. Okay, that I don't even know what I did there. How do I make it so that it's perfectly? Okay, is there a? What is this? Oh wow, what is that? Okay, I don't know what that is. I think this is our best bet. I think this green line needs to line up somehow with this outer circle, which I am not really sure how I can do that. Okay, now I don't know why it's stuck on here. Yeah, I'm really not sure how I can do this part. Alright, chat, I have an idea. How to make curves in Fusion 360. Maybe we need this video. Wait, I have an idea. Maybe we can do a... Maybe I have another idea. Get the sketch. I think it's glitched. Yep, it's glitched. Great. Maybe we can do a 3-point arc. Okay, where's origin? Why do I not see the sketch planes? Like, what happened to it? Hello? Oh wait, sketch grid. I accidentally closed it. Stupid. Okay. Maybe we can do... Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. Here to here. We can make this distance femur. And then we can do a 3-point arc from here to here. No, we need to find a middle. Offset by 25. And then now we can do a 3-point arc. Did I do it? Does that look normal? I don't know if that looks normal. Okay. Is there not like a... Okay, why is it... That looks stupid. Hmm. Why does this look just so much better than mine? Mine just looks like a poop. You know what? I have a final idea. We're gonna stick with this. If it doesn't work, oh well. I don't want to spend too much time on this anymore. It's getting on my nerves. So, 45. Is that what I did here? Look, you forgot. 45, okay. 45. And then we can do a... Alright, what is happening? Why is it... Okay, I clicked the wrong one. Okay, yeah, let's just go with this. Great, it looks good enough. Probably not. That looks stupid. I need to change it a little bit more. Okay, let's actually add something that should, in theory, make this pretty easy. This should be 45. Yeah, there we go. I don't like how this looks. But do I know how to fix it? No. So what are we gonna do? Leave it. Or make this a little bit less like that. There we go. Alright. Now we have two options. One option that took an hour to make a stupid shape that's so simple to make, and another option that doesn't even look that good. Alright, so let's see here. So with this option, let's go to bodies and create component from bodies. Now that we have this component, we can join this with this. Okay, let's see here. This will work, but we need to create a sketch in the middle. And the sketch should be diameter of 12. I'm going to check the diameter of the little notch on my... Where is it? Oh, it's on my phone. Okay, we can just do 12.5 then. Alright, what is wrong with this, man? Okay, this... Oh yeah, actually get rid of this and this. Now we should be able to... What did I say? 12.5? 10? Okay, there we go. Instead of a rigid joint, let's actually do a... No, wait, let's bring back this. Instead of a rigid joint, let's do a revolve. Okay. So now we should be able to move this piece as well as this piece. Dude, what did I join this with? Why is it... Yeah, seriously, what did I join that with? What? There we go. And going to relationships, not relationship, yes, relationships, joints. This joint right here, we can... Okay, why is there only one revolve? Oh yeah, because this isn't a revolve. Oops. Revolve, okay. Okay, now let's make this revolve lock. Now we should be able to move this. Very nice. Create another sketch. 12.5. And okay, how are these holes made? Let's see. From here to here is 25. And there's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them, okay. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. So you're telling me the sketch doesn't go with that? That's really annoying. Alright then. 12.5. And now we can do a 25. And then do a circle of circle of what? These are M2 screws. M2.5, so we probably need to do that actually. Modify change parameters. M2.5. M25, okay. 2.4. Don't need any of this. M25. So we need to be 8. And then we can do a one thing really concerning is why is this? Wow, that is absolutely insane. That's just great, isn't it? That's just great. Look at this. It's not. What are we ever going to do? Maybe that's the thing we should learn to stop doing this. Stop aligning everything until it's all done. 12.5. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Just maybe it's a very good idea to not assemble everything once it needs to be assembled. Okay, so 25. M2.5. Circular tool. 8. Mirror. of this across this line. Click everything. We don't need this. Extrude all the way through. Wasn't that so much more simple? All right. So this is 45. This is 45. And let's go with a straight line across. Go like this and like this. And then we can do a offset of 3, 4, 5, 10. Offset -10. Maybe -8. 8. Trying to think here. How do we want to do this? Offset. -8. To make sure all of these screws aren't seam, we could add a cap. Adding a cap is probably a good idea. We can figure that out later. As for right now, though, -8. Maybe something like this. Maybe instead of 8, we can do -7. Here's 8. Here's 14. And then obviously we can add fillets around all those spots. I think this looks pretty good. So I need to paste this right over here. and do a create sketch. This entire thing, this extrude -10 and do a join. Create sketch. Obviously here we need to do a 15. 15. Extrude. We should probably do 5 mm. Okay, so now we can mount this on the hexapod. Pause. If I went in here and did a modify compute parameters, change this to 200. Okay, everything updates accordingly, which is good, which is good. Not bad, not bad at all. Assemble, modify, change parameters. Make this a bigger number, 20. Okay, maybe a little bit smaller. Change parameters. 18, 19. Okay. So let's see how long we spent. We spent 1 hour making this, which is absolutely amazing, guys. Look at all this progress we made today. Okay. From here to here is 3.5. So, okay, there we go. There we go. Now it's good. I feel like what could be a major problem is cooling. Could definitely be a pretty major problem. Okay, let's see this guy's design. See, his little things between are quite small. Mine's a little bit bigger. I mean, I could just make it a little smaller, but we can deal with all the cosmetics later. For now, let's bring everything back. Show all bodies. So we can assemble this now. Create component from bodies. Create component from bodies. And we should be able to just go like this and click cancel because we also need to do something else. So what we need to do here is actually have a way to connect these two pieces. How do we do that? Let's see here. Not extrude. Create. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, never mind. Create sketch and let's do from here to here, and then we can do a like this, and then we can do a here to here, and then we do a 45-degree angle. am I doing right now? What am I doing? How do I want to connect it? I'm 35. Can I just mirror this across this line? Okay, so now we have this piece. Let's go like this and click new body, because I'm not sure how much we need yet. So it'll be from here to here plus 1 millimeter. So let's count this as 56. So we need 61. This needs to be 61. And then we can attach everything. We should perhaps, okay. Computer is only like around 7. It's only around 8. I don't know if that's thick enough. I think it should be fine. Maybe we can do an extrude of 5, 6. Maybe not. We don't need to do that yet. We can strengthen it later if we need to, but as of right now, let's add mounting holes. Create sketch. Okay, there we go, and then we can do a how do I want to do this? Let's see here. M3. We can mirror this across this line. And then let's map out the distance of this to be 8, 19. And then we can go from, okay, wait, so from here to here. Okay, what am I doing? Here. Here to here. And then we're gonna find the center of this. And then we can do a mirror. This and this mirror line would be this right here. Now everything should be lined up properly. Select everything and extrude it all the way through. And this should be good. Yep, nice. Let's create a new body for this. Create a new component from bodies. And let's move this over here and do a joint. Hopefully this is a stiff joint or rigid. Yep, nice, okay. And then we can do another rigid joint here and here. Okay, and then finally we can do a this and this, like so. And then now edit this latest joint to be a revolve around the z-axis. So we can see there's a major problem with this design. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's fix this then. How do we go about fixing this? Okay, how do I... Is he... Does he have his motor mounted the opposite way? That is... Okay, that is quite interesting. He has it mounted here. This is not a good thing, in my opinion, because this makes the entire hexapod lower to the ground. So me mounting it here is better, in my opinion, but we just need to add more clearance to everything. So essentially, see how far we need to go. So just past this. Okay, so this is doable. This is fixable. Create sketch, capture position. I mean, technically, all we need to do here is just add a line that goes like this. Negative 61. Okay, why did I do that? I'm so stupid. Create sketch, capture position. Just a line that's right past here. This should do the trick. Negative 61. And then let's make this obviously go away. And now we can see that it doesn't interfere with anything. Let's make this also go away. And add a... This is a very, very bad way of doing everything, but I can't be bothered. Oh no, what did I do? M3. Perfect. All right. Let's actually go out 4 more millimeters. Maybe not. Maybe when I did this, not this. Maybe when I did this sketch, I could have made it over here. Sketch. Okay, this is fine, I think. Yeah, this is fine. So we see there's it's a little bit touching, but once we add a fillet, which will probably be around 8.5, we'll have plenty enough clearance. And more strength too. Okay, so this is fine, I think. So this will only be able to go around here though. I want this to be able to fold all the way. That's another thing. I want it to be able to fold all the way. Maybe we can add a support more over here and somewhere in the middle too. Okay, so let's add 20 in the middle. This will give us a lot of clearance this way. We don't have to worry about anything this way. But then again, this can only go 180 degrees, so if it goes all the way over here, it can only go over here. But I want it to be able to do something like that. I feel like it would be pretty cool. You know what? Maybe we can do a modify. Okay, let's... This will be crazy if it still works. It definitely won't work. Let's make this 200 and see how horribly everything messes up. Wait, what? So nothing messed up. Hello? Okay, wait. So you're telling me nothing messed up at all? That is incredible. If we did this, we can add another screw to through the middle. This is absolutely crazy. Okay. Well, that makes everything a lot easier. Now we have a bunch of clearance. Okay then. Will this be bad? Will this be too big? That's a good question. Let's see. I'm not gonna lie, these are looking a little bit thin. Okay, we easily just do that, so we're fine. Let's keep going with design, I guess. This is, I mean, to be honest, this compared to compared to this, like we can see how much better this looks already. Maybe we can make it more curved. Maybe not. Don't want it to be too exaggerated. Now we can add the, okay, this might be too long. Look how long this is. So the leg needs to be like 300 millimeters. That's quite a big chunk of plastic, huh? So this design is actually pretty cool. So what we're going to, this design is exactly the same as build your pet or build my pet or whatever it is. The design is pretty similar. So what we're going to do here is actually do the same thing. All right, let's see. Go here, take this, copy it. Hopefully this doesn't mess anything up. Paste new. What I want to check is, I actually need to check this. This is quite important. Inspect. This to this should not have any angle. It doesn't, so I think we're gonna be fine here. Yep, we're good here. Actually, change the plan. That is absolutely not to matter. Let's copy a horn over. Copy paste here, and then we can just straight up add this to the. Wait, we'll have to do here to here, and we can do a negative 0.4. So now this should give us like 55.8 or something. Okay, why did it do that? 55.8. Perfect. Okay. This is gonna be quite a big hexapod. Okay, this is another problem. This is quite not very centered. Let's see by how much to see if we can minimize something. Okay, so from here to here. Okay, why does it have a degree? That's very bothersome. Okay, that's very, very bothersome. Here to here, we have 14. From here to here, no. Here to here, we have 7. 14, 7. Difference of 7. Perhaps it would be in our interest to actually make this slimmer, which I'm actually going to do here. -3. And then we're going to bring back this component. And what we can do here is this. Let's see. Can actually get rid of this and do a create sketch. $26. No, what was it? 30? Okay, let me measure. I think it should be 30, right? Yep, 30. So we can do 30.5. Do a -3. Okay. This is good. This is good. This is pretty good. Okay. Now let's bring back everything. And let's see, what do we have here? With this joint, which is a revolve joint, which is here, right? This one? I can actually move this across by -3. And oh, wait a second. What is going on here? What is going on here? Why do we have 2 holes? That's quite weird. Quite weird indeed. Oh, we can make it disappear. Show all bodies. And now do a rigid joint. Match this one. This. Perfect. Nice. Great sketch, capture position, and M3I. Extrude all the way through. Yay, nice. Okay, so now that we have this done, we need to do actually is we need to unextrude here, undo a sketch here, and actually make this go away. Extend this out quite a bit actually. Actually, let's go back to the where did this happen? This happened here. Is it possible we can get rid of this? And yes, we can. Okay. All right. Extrude. So it's past this point. I think it's this one here. Okay, what is that? I think it's all of these offsets. Okay, there we go. Now that we have this, we can go ahead and create the rest. But first, let's go here, create sketch, capture position, and do a 35 point, no, 30.5, -3. Now we should be able to join this with that and create the rest, which I will do later.